Okay, okay, okay. What's going on, people? It's your boy Brandon Bravon Towns, and I'm host of that show called Sports Plus Life. Yeah, y'all already know what time it is, people. So cut it off, cut it off, cut it all the way off. Yeah. All right, again, how's everybody doing today? Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Brandon Bravon Towns. This is Sports Plus Life. And again, if this is your first time listening to this there podcast there, talk show there, don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button and become part of the Sports Plus Life family. I'd be happy to have you. I think I may be up to 5 listeners now. But anyway, how is everybody doing today? How's everybody feeling? I'm off work today. Like I said, my schedule is a bit crazy now. So, let's see. I was out today at this park in Short Pump. Me and my family, we were out at this park in Short Pump. And there's a dog park there. And I took my son, I was just going to look at the dogs from outside the gate because, these is random dogs running wild. I don't know these dogs. These dogs don't know me, but my son Roman wanted to go in and see the dogs. He wanted to go in, and we went in and saw the dogs, and we were pretty amazed. They were, they weren't trying to, they were just being dogs. They were being dogs, but it was pretty cool. There were a lot of different breeds of dogs in there. There was a great Dane that was old. I heard they said the dog was 9 years old. They said that's very old for a big dog, and you could tell, thing was just a limping, trying to run. The mother dogs trying to step up to him because they like, oh yeah, nigga, you old now. You ain't so big and bad now. They was stepping up trying to jump into him, and he was like, I still kick your ass. But I'm just messing around. I'm just playing. But it's a beautiful 79-degree day here in the Richmond of the VA, and it is Saturday, March 30th, 2019. And it is in the evening, so I will let you guys know that the first game of the Elite Eight is underway. It's actually about to go to halftime. It's 3:11 left. Number 1 seeded Gonzaga Bulldogs in the West Region playing the Texas Tech Red Raiders. They're up 35-31. And, I'm looking at Hakashi, the Blackanese dude from Gonzaga. But anyway, how's your bracket looking, America? Because mine actually looks pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. But anyway, we got that to talk about. We got some other things to talk about. We got some celebrity life to talk about. So, without further ado, let's get to it. All right. So, yes, definitely discussing the NCAA tournament. As I said earlier, the games have already started. It is 2 minutes and 30 seconds left, and it is a 2-point game between Texas Tech and Gonzaga. Later on tonight, the number 1 seeded University of Virginia. Last time we talked, Virginia got out of the first round. And, got out the Sweet 16. And an ugly slugfest of a fight against Oregon. Virginia won 53-49. And one went away from the Final Four. So the teams that are left is, of course, Gonzaga, Texas Tech, Purdue, Virginia. Duke will play Michigan State tomorrow. And Kentucky will play Auburn. So there was a couple of upsets. For one, Texas Tech got to this round. They absolutely dragged Michigan. I mean, they beat the living crap. Texas Tech has them as good as defense as Virginia. And they just dominated Michigan. Dominated them. And Michigan State, they handled their business against LSU. Wasn't a close game. Gonzaga beat Florida State. That game was interesting at the end because Florida State did make a run. But, Gonzaga's a very good, very talented team. As I said, Virginia beat, Virginia beat Oregon. Purdue went to overtime to beat Tennessee, and where there was a very controversial call because their star point guard was shooting a three at the end of the game to try to win it. Purdue was down 2, and there was a foul call. As apparently Tennessee's defender ran by and I guess got a little bit of the body. Very questionable call. I've heard 50-50. I've heard people say that was a bad call. I've heard people say that it technically was the correct call, but they wouldn't have made it. Be that as it may, they still went to overtime, and Purdue handled their business in overtime. And Auburn, which was probably the shock of the day last night, the Auburn Tigers in the second half just destroyed the number 1 seeded North Carolina Tar Heels. They beat them by over 20 points. It was a 4-point game at halftime. Auburn came out in the second half and just beat the shit out of North Carolina. So out of the 4 number 1 seeds, I'm pretty sure most people had Virginia being the number 1 seed to go home first. Well, to those people, I say, ha, 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 ha. Now, we ain't got to the Final Four yet. That is to be determined tonight. But we close. And Kentucky, they had a great game against the University of Houston last night. Houston was up by 3, actually, with less than a minute and ended up losing by 4. You talk about self-destructing, and the game that really hurt my heart last night, Virginia Tech had Duke on the run and came up short, very similar to how Duke held on to beat UCF last week. It was 75-73. And again, like I said on Monday when I did my last show, Duke does not make foul shots in the clutch. 26 seconds left. Trey Jones misses the front end of a 1-and-1. Virginia Tech gets the rebound. Has 3 opportunities. First, Ahmad Hill airballed a 3. Kerry Blackshear ran it down. Call a timeout. Then they designed a play for Outlaw, the guy who was accused of accused of having weed a couple days before the game. He shoots, hits the backboard, goes off of Duke. 0.6 left. So they review the clock, put it to 1 second. They run a perfect out-of-bounds lob to Ahmed Hill right in front of the rim. It comes up short. I was like, oh, man, come on. Damn it. I say, damn it. But, that's the phrase. That's the motto for this time of year. Survive and advance. That's why when I hear people on TV say how ugly Virginia plays, I don't give a damn. Here's the crazy thing, because I will say this. UVA needs to show up. Okay, they've made it to the Elite 8, and their 3 best players, DeAndre Hunter, Kyle Guy, and Ty Jerome, have not played well all at the same time yet, and they're still 1 win away from the Final Four. So I want you guys to think about that. People hate on Virginia's style of playing because it is ugly. It's very frustrating. I will admit, it's frustrating to watch. Because when they go through these offensive droughts, it's like because they just settle for 3-point shots. But like I said, be that as it may, Virginia has not played their best game yet in the tournament, and they're still 1 win away from their first Final Four in 35 years. And who knows, tonight might be the night where they just go off. Or, because personally, I don't care if they have another struggling night offensively as long as they win and then get in the Final Four and go the hell off. Works for me. I don't give a... You can say whatever you want to say about how ugly UVA's game is. I don't care. If you're a fan of that team, and they're in the tournament and they win their first 3 games 30-29, do you really care about how they won the game, or do you care that they won? I care that they won. Okay? Now, Purdue can shoot. They can shoot. So Virginia definitely has to be careful. Do I see, Purdue that got Klein making some of those shots that he made against Tennessee against Virginia? No, because this dude was just throwing them up there and they were going in. They were going blow for blow for blow at the end of regulation in that game. And it was pretty fun to watch. Oh, my goodness. Great pass. Great pass. So, and tomorrow, again, Duke plays Michigan State. I got Michigan State winning. Like I said, Duke, and the fact that Cam Reddish didn't play yesterday. You don't know how hurt he is. I don't see, them pulling off that against, pulling off the nail biter against Michigan State. Nah. I have my Final Four is, including this game, I have Gonzaga winning this game. It's halftime now. It's 37-35. It's going to be tough. I have Michigan State. I have Michigan State playing Gonzaga, and Virginia playing Kentucky. So, yeah. Michigan State versus Gonzaga, UVA versus Kentucky. That's my Final Four. That is my Final Four. And that Kentucky-Auburn game, that's tough too, because you're talking about 2 SEC schools, the familiarity, and Auburn is red hot. People forget that they were a top 10 team early this season. They were a top 10 team, and they've gotten hot. I believe they've won 10 in a row, and they're going to be a problem. I would not be shocked if Auburn ends up in the Final Four. I'm just picking Kentucky. I guess I'm going by namesake. Forgive me. But that's probably what I'm doing. But I just thought I'd touch on that situation. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to be so serious when I talk about this, because I am the person who said that it is time for all of these MFs to put the Lakers season to bed, to not talk about them ad nauseum like people do every single day. LeBron this, LeBron that, blah, 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 blah. They're irrelevant. They're not going to the playoffs. So as a diehard Laker fan, I'm going to address my summary of this season, and then there is nothing else left to talk about as far as I'm concerned in regards to the Los Angeles Lakers. Okay. You got LeBron James to come to LA. I believe his motivation to come to LA was not strictly basketball. That's obvious. But you put together a roster that everybody is trashing now, but they're only trashing it because they didn't make the playoffs. Me personally, I did not have a problem with the roster. I did not have a problem with the signing of Rajon Rondo. I did not have a problem with the signing of Lance Stevenson or JaVale McGee. Beasley, I was like, But he ended up getting traded. Anyway, and I was starting to like the development of Kuzma and Ingram and Lonzo Ball. Now, mistake number one that I will say that the Lakers made is they traded Julius Randle like a couple of days after they signed LeBron. That was a mistake. Julius Randle was coming off of a career year. To me, he reminds me of Lamar Odom, and he's just getting better. They traded him to the Pelicans. That was mistake number one by Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka. They should not have traded him. And he's had an even better season this year. And he's got potential all-star written all over him. But even with that, You get off to a slow start, but then things start to click. The team starts to really develop. Even with the suspension from the fight between Rondo and Chris Paul and Brandon Ingram jumping in it. On Christmas Day, the Lakers went in and smacked the monkey fuck out of the Golden State Warriors on national TV in Golden State. I mean, just straight shit doing it. And that game, LeBron James got hurt. Pulled his groin. And he ended up being out for, I would say, about 18 games. At that point in time, the Los Angeles Lakers were the 4th seed in the Western Conference. And I remember I did a show the day after Christmas praising how much I thought how great I thought the Lakers were playing. I did that. And I was saying that there's more talent on this team, so I don't think with LeBron being out that the Lakers will struggle the way Cleveland would when he was out. But little did I not realize is that Rajon Rondo got hurt the same game. So it was a costly win for the Lakers, and Rondo was out sometime. That, to me, was the real kick in the nuts. Not saying that, LeBron getting injured is not important. Of course it is. He's the best player on the team. But Rondo still had the steady influence, the steadying influence over the offense that Lonzo Ball was still learning from. And but then LeBron puts out a tweet, dodged a bullet, back in no time. Well, that no time turned into about a month and a half. And but in the meantime, the Lakers, I believe, were like 6-12. They were losing games that they shouldn't have lost. I can count at least 5 or 6 games that they blew, just outright, flat out blew it in the fourth quarter. A game against Sacramento. There's a national television game against the Houston Rockets. That was the game where Lonzo got hurt. And we didn't see him. I haven't seen him for the rest of the season. It's just a few. That was just 2, but I know it's been a few more. The Lakers have blown games when they were fully healthy. So then comes the trade with Anthony. Then comes the trade deadline. And here we go. Anthony Davis says, I want to be a Laker. Okay. Good for you, Anthony Davis. Early before the season started, Anthony Davis fired his agent and hired Rich Paul, which is LeBron James' agent and best friend and CEO of Clutch Sports, along with LeBron. He's not going to say that, but nobody's a fool. And they put in Anthony Davis's ear that they were going to get this trade worked out. Mistake. I'm all for having Anthony Davis as a Laker. Y'all remember several times how much I came on here and I said, you know what? I hope this trade does not happen. But in the meantime, while they're trying to make it happen, Magic Johnson is offering up everybody on the trading block except for LeBron James. Really? Really? Now your young talent is now insecure. I mean, you could say it's a business. Yeah, it's a business. Cool. But, I mean, do you really enjoy coming to work knowing that you may be moved? Do you enjoy coming to work knowing that you may be moved and have to uproot everything? And you don't even want to? And it's not even your choice? So would you enjoy coming to work then? And LeBron, mistake that LeBron made, he fed into it. Instead of saying, you know what, I'm just going to ride. I got to ride with the guys that I have here. Whatever management does, that's on them. But these are my guys. Bet you that'd have changed everything. So then when he comes back, right before the All-Star break, the players pretty much said, fuck you. They really just started quitting on him. And it's just been a bunch of drama upon drama upon drama. The Lakers, you know, between bad trades, injuries, and just downright handling situations the wrong way, that's what did in the Los Angeles Lakers. This is one reason why I was not excited when LeBron James was signed to the Los Angeles Lakers. Because he's in the right town. Because every season with him is a damn drama. It's a damn soap opera. Every single season is wherever he is, whether it's Cleveland, Miami, every single season is some goddamn soap opera. And frankly, people are getting sick of it. I do not see the Los Angeles Lakers landing that big time free agent next season. I don't see it because you know what? I believe that the league now has grown tired of LeBron James. You know, how he just tries to dominate headlines and control the narrative about everything. And then on top of that, the one trade you do make, you trade away Zubac. Why? Zubac was your best big man. You trade him for Mike Muscala, who has been straight grade A trash. I just don't understand for the life of me the moves that were made this year. Now going forward, I hope they keep Lance Stevenson. I hope they keep Rondo. Just to be honest. But, I mean, you're not getting Kevin Durant. You're not getting Kawhi Leonard. I don't see Kyrie Irving coming there. You may get Jimmy Butler, which I don't have a problem with. I'm a Jimmy Butler fan. You may get Tobias Harris, possibly. But you're not getting KD. You're not getting Klay Thompson. You know, I don't think you're getting Kyrie. So, I mean, you know, it just is what it is. Their season is over. I'm sick of hearing about LeBron James. And then the cherry on the motherfucking Sunday was when some therapist came out and said, oh, he shouldn't have been playing. He should have been out 6 months. Who cares now? This is going to come out after the Lakers have been officially eliminated from the playoffs, from playoff contention, from even making the playoffs for the 6th straight season. I've said it before. I'll say it again. It's the dark ages for the Lakers. But who the fuck cares about how long he shouldn't have been playing after the fact? Who cares? There is a serious insecurity that rests inside of LeBron James. A serious insecurity. Where we know how great he is as a player and the things that he's done in the community and all of that other good stuff. Good for you. Round of applause. But it's like, it's what I've called only child syndrome. He's been getting his ass kissed since he was 14 years old. And it's always an excuse whenever things doesn't go his way instead of you just lost, bro. And his boys, they are more sensitive than him. You say something bad about LeBron James, they gonna hop on you. They like the goddamn beehive. Beyonce got the beehive, and LeBron James, they call him the king. Well, that's all the king's men. I don't call LeBron James the king. I call him Drama King. So Drama King's men. That's his fan club. Whatever. Anyway, I just thought I'd touch on that situation. Be done with the Lakers for this season. Talk about them in training camp of next year. Now, quickly, I want to switch over to the NFL. Because, boy, the hot topic of the NFL, outside of this rules change, which I think is just downright bogus, being able to review pass interference, you know how much that's going to slow the game down? Because every time you throw a pass and a receiver is to a receiver and it's incomplete, they get up throwing their hands up saying, where's the flag, where's the flag, where's the flag? Are you serious? That rule is going to last 1 year and they're going to be done with it. Book it. But other than that, the hot topic is the Cleveland Browns. How good is the Cleveland Browns? How good are the Cleveland Browns? Boy, they look mighty good on paper. You have Baker Mayfield, okay? Had a good rookie season. Now, of course, we all know they made the trade for Odell Beckham. and you're pairing him up with Jarvis Landry, who's his best friend and former college teammate at LSU. You got David Njoku, who's a more than serviceable tight end. And then after 8 games, you have Kareem Hunt, who will be coming back from suspension, along with Nick Chubb. Boy, Cleveland is loaded. Then on defense, you have Olivier Vernon. You got Sheldon Richardson. You got Myles Garrett, who's a beast. You got Denzel Ward, Demarius Randall. On paper, the Cleveland Browns could possibly be a Super Bowl favorite. They're the team that I want to see the most this coming up season. Because not only do you see it on paper, you're starting to hear it from other coaches, which I think is just reverse psychology trying to put pressure on Cleveland, but it is what it is if they want to take it there. But I am very interested to see what the Cleveland Browns are going to look like, because for the first time, bitches, for the first time that I can remember, the first time since they've been back in the league, and that was 20 years ago, there are serious expectations of the Cleveland Browns this year. So we shall see. There's serious expectations because they are loaded at every position. I would make sure that I have a good kicker. Because, Lord, if Cleveland had decent kicking last year, they might have made the playoffs. Oh, my goodness. The weapons that they have. And they may have the best defense in the AFC North. They definitely are the favorite, should be the favorite to win that division. Baltimore, they got Earl Thomas, but they lost C.J. Mosley, Terrell Suggs. They let Weddle go. That was just clear for Earl Thomas. So they're questionable. While I think Pittsburgh has a lot to prove because of all the drama that they've gone through. You talking about football's version of LeBron James, that's the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. That is the Pittsburgh Steelers. All the drama surrounding them. So they're going to be under the microscope. But the Bengals are going to suck. That simple. A.J. Green, it's time to get the fuck out of Cincinnati. You're too good a receiver. It's time to go. Time to bounce, my friend. But so Cleveland should definitely be top dog. No pun intended. But we shall see. It's easy to crown somebody on paper in March. But pressure, injuries, pressure can all make everything go astray. But I will tell you this. The Cleveland Browns will be must-see TV next year. Because with the personality of Baker Mayfield and Odell Beckham, and then you got the storyline of Kareem Hunt, they will be must-see TV. I'm going to tell you that right now. So, I just wanted to touch that situation as well. So, with that being said, what a buzzer, what a buzzer, what a buzzer! Okay. Gonna do a topic of life. This happened on Tuesday. I believe it was Tuesday. A few episodes back, I mentioned the Jussie Smollett situation that, where the alleged faking of the attack, the racist and homophobic attack that, they said that he staged and was, in trouble for. Well, just so turns out that all charges have been dropped. So, it's just left everybody like, what? So Jussie Smollett his record is clean. He's a free man. And just some comments that came from that situation.
Jussie voluntarily agreed to the forfeiture of the bond money.
So is this...
We believe to the city of Chicago, but we don't know.
Is this a deal or not a deal if he's giving up his bond?
There is no deal. The state dismissed the charges.
Hey everybody. I just made a couple notes. First of all, I want to thank my family, my friends, the incredible people of Chicago and all over the country and the world who have prayed for me, who have supported me, who've shown me so much love. No one will ever know how much that has meant to me, and I will forever be grateful. I want you to know that not for a moment was it in vain. I've been truthful and consistent on every single level since day one. I would not be my mother's son if I was capable of one drop of what I've been accused of. This has been an incredibly difficult time, honestly one of the worst of my entire life. But I am a man of faith, and I'm a man that has knowledge of my history, and I would not bring my family, our lives, or the movement through a fire like this. I just wouldn't. So I want to thank my legal counsel from the bottom of my heart, and I would also like to thank the state of Illinois for attempting to do what's right. Now I'd like nothing more than to just get back to work and move on with my life. But make no mistakes, I will always continue to fight for the justice, equality, and betterment of marginalized people everywhere. So again, thank you for all the support, thank you for faith, and thank you to God. Bless y'all, thank you very much.
Jussie, are your attackers still out there?
Okay, well, you heard it there. His lawyer, as well as from Jussie himself, with a statement, and it's honestly, ever since this news broke, it's kind of been more questions than answers. Now, a few episodes back, when we addressed this situation, I had Kia on here, and she was basically giving her opinion as, everybody was under the impression that this was a hoax, that this was fake, that this was that he had basically staged this, in hopes of just, I guess, gaining more attention. He appeared to be an attention seeker at this point. So, what are your opinions now?
Hello. Well, to be quite honest, I don't really know. I'm still completely confused about this whole situation because, as everyone should know, just because you are acquitted of something or the charges are dropped does not mean that you're not guilty. It just means that the city or whoever is prosecuting is just not gonna do it. Point blank, period. I don't know why. I'm not a lawyer, but we've seen it happen time and time again. I believe he lied. I believe he's still lying, but for the sake of, I guess, sticking to his story, he's not gonna be like,
well, he said he's been consistent the whole time.
I mean, yeah, he said, so he's gonna stick to his story.
He could be a consistent liar
to stick to his story. But honestly, at the end of the day, I just really don't even care anymore. You know what? He's out. Good for him. He didn't get in trouble. Good for him.
His record is clean.
The only people I feel sorry for are the people who, if this is a hoax, which I believe honestly it still is, but whatever. The only people I feel sorry for are the people who actually have to deal with stuff like that in their lives, who have actually gone through stuff like that, been a victim of, some sort of violence because of their skin color or their sexual preference or however they identify themselves. So it's not fair because I feel like something like this just takes away from, the validity of those stories if and when they occur.
Well, we were on the way to get something to eat when the story broke, and honestly, the first thing I thought of was he must have a really good legal team. He must have a really good legal team to totally get 16 felony charges dropped. Every last one of them dropped. And the second thing I thought of, well, who did Lucius and Andre dangle out of a window to get this to go away? Because if you look at this whole situation in its entirety, this is some Empire shit. This is really some Empire shit. This is just like the damn episode. They should have filmed this real life happened and just changed his name from Jussie to Jamal.
Wow.
I mean, I could have sworn I saw Thirsty in the background during that press conference when his lawyer was talking.
I mean, I just look at it like this. How many millionaires and billionaires who weren't necessarily who aren't necessarily black people have gotten off of stuff? And, I mean, come on. So what? He got off, whatever people call it, say maybe it's good lawyers, maybe it's fame. And, that's what I think I read an article about that. They were talking about celebrity privilege. And
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's the first thing you were going to hear. Yeah.
But,
But, celebrities have levels. So I didn't know, I didn't know that he was on that level to where something like this could, quote unquote, go away if indeed he's not telling the truth. But I heard about that, the celebrity privilege, and that doesn't surprise me. I mean, it's Hollywood. But what has kind of surprised me is the amount of black people that have come out and said, oh, he did it. Oh, he's still lying. And I mean, that's their opinion, of course. Of course.
Look at the evidence. Even the people who dropped the charges even said that they are completely, convinced that if they would have, continued on with the case, that he, would have been guilty. They have the evidence. For some reason, I don't know what the reason, they just chose not to pursue the case.
Jussie, is your attacker still out there? It was supposedly two of them. So
the system doesn't always work out for us, and by us I mean people of color. So I mean,
definitely don't work out for broke people.
It worked
of
out.
color.
It worked out for him in this time, in this situation. So God bless him. If it was a hoax, I hope he don't ever do anything like that again.
He got all the
that's not
attention.
cool.
That's for damn sure.
But if it really did happen to him, then I guess what the Chicago Police Department needs to do is focus on trying to find out who really did it.
Boy, are they pissed. Are they pissed? I saw the interview with the police chief who completely trashed him when the news first came out. He is mad because basically they all look like a bunch of fools. And that's another question. Does everybody who trashed him owe him an apology?
But then you also have to look at it this way. They said that they're dismissing the charges and sealing the case. If there was no evidence whatsoever that he fabricated this, why would they need to seal the case? Like, they're sealing it for a reason. There are things in there that they just don't want people knowing.
And that could be, honestly, possibly things that are sealed that honestly make the Chicago PD look bad. So I guess everybody saves.
But I guess we'll never know.
We'll never know, and I guess everybody gets a chance to save face and not say, hey, you this side was wrong, they look like idiots, or that side was wrong, they look like idiots. But honestly, my word of advice to him now is just to shut up, shut the fuck up, no more speeches about it, because it's still under federal investigation. That's just out of the hands now of the Chicago PD.
Yeah,
it's still under federal investigation, so I wouldn't even speak on it anymore if I was him.
About the letter that he sent.
Right, because it looked like a letter off the movie The Bodyguard.
That he allegedly sent.
Yeah.
To himself. But I mean, well, we'll see. I read an article yesterday saying that he's nominated for an NAACP award. I believe it's an Image Award. Or, I think Anthony Anderson seems to think.
That's tonight.
Is that tonight?
Yeah, that's tonight.
I think I may watch it. But Anthony Anderson says he hopes he wins.
I bet he does.
He'd be interested to see what
speech,
he has to say.
It would just be, that would be the most awkward acceptance speech in history.
What if he just said thank you and walked out the stage?
You know what? That might be what his legal team advises him to do. Thank you to the Empire. Bye-bye.
Good night.
And I was just listening to his speech, and there are two things that I find very curious about, his speech is, one, was that speech already written before he went into the courtroom? And two, what if he finds out that he's adopted?
What?
I would not be my mother's son if I was guilty of the stuff that was said about me. Well, what if you found out that you was adopted?
You know what? Wow. I mean, you can be your mother's child and still be a liar. So, I mean.
That's why I said that. That's exactly why I said that. But honestly, that would be the most awkward acceptance speech because you know what everybody's thinking of. You know what everybody's thinking of when they've watched the first 3 episodes of Empire. But now, I mean, for one, another question I had is, well, they've already finished filming and he was off. They took him off of the last 2 episodes. Would they possibly refilm that? I doubt it. But will they retain him? I mean, there's no reason not to because he has no record.
You don't even know that they've even filmed it yet.
No, they're finished. They finished filming season 5. They're done. They're done. They finished filming that season before the first episode even airs.
I don't think they do that.
No, they do. I looked it up because that was one of the questions.
Because I could have sworn that they were still filming.
No, they were done.
Because he went back.
When it first started, they were still filming, but they were about to wrap up filming. Since this whole process has gone on, they have finished filming,
so
and he was not in the.
That they cut him out of the last.
Right. That he's not. They cut him out of the last 2 episodes. Exactly.
That were already filmed. Okay.
Exactly. So, I mean, well, there's no reason for him not to continue to be Jamal on Empire. He has no record. I believe it would probably be interesting with him and Terrence Howard on set because Terrence Howard straight up called him a liar.
That doesn't make a difference, though. You got to look at Hollywood. How many times have Hollywood cut ties with somebody, whether or not they've been accused or in a court of law of doing something just for being associated with something, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just about, it's just about character and the things that you bring, the energy that you have around you. They may not want to, be a partner with you.
But could you see anybody else playing Jamal?
They could totally just write him off the show.
I mean,
I'm not
they
saying
could.
That's what they're gonna do.
They could.
Honestly, I really don't care what they
could.
do
But
with the
remember
show.
a couple of years ago when they were saying it was going to be Taraji's last season.
I remember
But who?
that.
But who could? But who could? Because
season.
can't nobody else play Cookie, and you're not writing
what
Cookie
season
off.
Is this supposed to be?
Season never.
Okay. Well, to be honest, I'm just exhausted with the whole thing. I don't really care anymore. You know what? I'm just done with it.
Well, I just wanted to basically retread the footsteps. We talked about this situation together, so it was only right that we talked about the end result together, if you can call it an end result. But we're gonna go ahead and get on out of here. For the lovely Miss Kia, this is your host, Brandon Bravon Towns. This has been another episode of Sports Plus Life. We got a good game going on. Under 5 minutes left, tied up between Gonzaga and Texas Tech. Again, if you have not subscribed, hit that subscription button. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.